Many years ago, when I was a little girl, my mother always used to say to me, Larry, make sure you do something in life. Be an independent woman and do not rely on anyone. Those were the words I was literally brainwashed with, and it was the be independent part that was stuck with me forever. I was born in Lahore, Pakistan, but most of my childhood was also spent in my father's hometown, Esakhel, in the Mianwali district. And because of his background and traditions and how he was raised up, he had very strict rules for me, and I wasn't allowed to socialize or go out. As many of you know about my father, he's a very famous Pakistani folk singer. Music was forbidden in his town, and at a very young age he left home to pursue his career. He went to Faisalabad and then Lahore, and he worked really hard, and today he holds the world record of most albums ever recorded by an artist. And he also received a Lifetime Achievement Award by the British Prime Minister a few years ago, which was presented to him by David Miliband. He's a very humble and down-to-earth man, and he wanted to spend most of his time in his village. And he made his country proud, he made his family proud, he made everyone so proud. And also, my mother, who's a role model for me and a big part of my life, she was also a professional actress back in the days. She had to give up her career when she got married and when she had babies. So therefore, since my father wanted to spend most of his time in his village, it wasn't easy for me and my mother to live in that environment, because a lot of women don't have the chance to have their say. And at the age of 14, my relatives suggested and recommended to my father that I should get married and I should stay home. But fortunately, with my mother's support, I escaped that, because I wanted to do something in life, and that is what my mother wanted for me too, to do something in life and be something. So when my father wouldn't allow me to socialize or go out, I would use that time to reflect on myself or read books or draw, because I loved drawing, I loved art, and I would be in my quiet corner just drawing. And I wouldn't speak much, and people would call me mute because I wouldn't say much, and I would refrain from getting into arguments or any kind of conversation, so I would mostly stay quiet. So when I was young, we went to Japan, and I discovered how simplicity was their way of life, how people were incorporating that into their lives, in everyday lives. And I discovered minimalism, and I was so impressed that how they were practicing minimalism, and I wanted to start practicing minimalism. When I started doing that, I realized how less makes me more happy. The more I have, the more stressed I get. The less I have, the more I'm at peace. And I tried to stay more focused on the positives rather than the negatives, and it really helped me to be more content in life. So stay simple, stay happy. So when I was 9 years old, I watched Pixar's Toy Story. That was the first animation feature that really made me think, how is it really done? I was so fascinated by the characters, animation, and the story really intrigued me. I really wanted to know how it's really made. I think it was that point when it got into me that I wanted to combine art and technology. So a few years later, when I was 14 years old, my brother decided to move to UK to pursue his studies, and that is when, as a whole family, we decided to move to UK. So I did my GCSEs, my A-levels, and then I took a gap year, and that is when my brother suggested that why don't you do VFX? And I started looking for courses, and I went for one. So when I finished my course, I went straight into the professional industry at the age of 19, and I was working for big Hollywood films and big projects. So once I started working in the VFX industry, I was the youngest and the only girl, so it was really a big opportunity for me. And I also had the honor to meet the creators and directors of Pixar, which was really a big highlight moment. So really I started making the most of every opportunity and get out of my comfort zone. So that's the message I would give to everyone. Really get out of your comfort zone and make the most of every opportunity you get. And also don't be afraid of changes, because changes are good. I have a friend who recently went through a divorce, and she asked me, Laura, do you think I should go back and give it another chance? And by the way, she went through 7 years of miserable life in that marriage, and she would ask me for advice, and I would tell her that you've tried everything for 7 years and nothing worked, so why not give it a try by walking away from this toxic relationship If you don't make a change in your life, nothing will change. So she went for it. She went for the divorce, and she's so happy, independent, and at peace now. So really, don't be afraid of changes. You should embrace them and take risks, because only then you will move forward. So another thing I used to say a lot is that problem is not a problem until you think it's a problem. So one day I saw this quote online by Captain Jack Sparrow, that problem is not the problem, it's your attitude about the problem. So really, it's all about how you take things and how you look at things, because sometimes bad things are the good things. You have to be positive about the problems and adversity that you're hit by. You know, when I'm hit by an adversity, I focus more on the positives rather than the negatives, and I start getting the solutions. So when I was working in the VFX industry, one of the challenges I was facing was, while working for films, it required long hours. I had to work long hours, I had to stay back, and my father wasn't really happy about that. But with the support and help of my mother and my brother, I continued. But there were few jobs I rejected because I wanted to obey my father, respect him, and I gave up few jobs. So, and there was a time I wasn't getting a lot of job calls, companies weren't preferring me, they were not calling me a lot, and it was a downtime as well for me. But then I kept going, I did not stop, and I realized that you have to keep trying, you fail, and then you try again, and you have to keep moving forward. Even if you're taking small steps, just make sure you keep moving forward. And I did not give up. And right after that, I got calls from BBC, and I also got call from The Mill, one of the best VFX company for commercials and TV and music videos, and I got call from Prime Focus, which to work for the Chronicles of Narnia and Gravity and few other big projects. So after working for a few years, another best thing that has happened to me is my husband. It took him 4 years to convince my family for their approval to get married to me. He taught me how to speak up, how to stand up for myself, and he taught me playing chess, he taught me cycling, swimming, all those things that I couldn't do when I was young. So after my marriage, a lot of people used to tell me, Laraib, don't have babies, don't have kids yet, you're doing so well in your career, it will affect your career. But of course we didn't listen to that, and today we have a beautiful son. We've been blessed with a beautiful son. He's 20 months old, best part of our life. And I did not give up on my career. I continued, and today I work for one of the best VFX companies in the world, Double Negative. And I'm so happy, and please have a look at their mind-blowing VFX work. So really I would like to say that don't let what people say get to your head. Stay positive, and I normally just smile. I respect what others say. I smile and I move on and I do my thing. It's not really their fault, it's your fault if you believe in what they say and then don't follow your dreams or don't follow your passion because someone said it. So really at the end, it's all about your mindset. With the positive mindset, sky is the limit. Success and failure depends on your mindset. So make sure you work hard and you follow your passion. And at the end, I would like to share with you also as a woman that I have not only experienced challenges in my culture, but also working in this male-dominated industry in the West. For us women, it's a challenge. We still face stereotypes, and is really a minority in this industry. And I know few cases where women have been told by men that only because we thought you're a woman, we thought you're not going to do well in this industry. So we still face stereotypes, we still face challenges even here in the West. So really it's all about your mindset. Just prove them wrong, stay strong, because at the end the strong ones survive, and life is a beautiful struggle, so make it a happy place for yourself.